Congratulations to Arizona. Thought they came in and played with great energy defensively and made it difficult for us and made plays. And I thought we did a nice job of digging back into the game and showing some character. Down 18 at one point. And I was proud of that part. And then I was not pleased with the offensive and defensive execution in the last minute. But you got to give them credit for making plays.
It looks like teams are trying to really focus on taking away Jizzle and CMOS. How do you get the offense kind of flowing a little bit more with those two guys getting so much attention?
The way we did in the second half. And don't even look at the second half numbers because they're still not good enough. But look at the quality of the shot, the quality of the ball movement, the quality of the execution, the way we got to the offensive board, the way we got on transition. That's how you get better offensively. We did it tonight. I mean, we played the right way in the second half offensively, and then we missed a bunch of open shots and free throws, but we played the right way offensively in the second half. That's how we got back in the game. It's got to be consistent, and you didn't see that in the first half at all.
Are you pleased defensively? Obviously you lost, but 72 points against that team is good. It happened to be on a day when you guys were involved.
I was displeased with us defense in the first half, and they get 39, and I thought we were casual to start the game, which surprised me. And, slow to the basketball, and that happened on both sides, but slow to the basketball. But I was very pleased with us defensively, and to dig back in the game. I think the frustrating part is we played the right way there to dig back in that game and made a lot of plays, and that was really that's what it's got to be. But you can't keep spotting people, and digging yourself in holes, and we did that tonight in the first half.
What did you see from Arizona defensively in the first half that you talked about? It looked like a lot of their high athleticism guys were playing very physical.
Yeah, they're a physical team, but I thought they did a nice job of mixing ball screen coverages, right? I mean, they switched first possession of the game, they hard hedge, they're playing in a drop some. So I think they're trying to give different looks there. I thought their ball pressure was pretty significant in the first half. Making guys uncomfortable out there on the perimeter. I thought it affected our ball movement. I thought they did a nice job of forcing us into a bunch of bad twos, where we're trying to shoot over the top, and you saw so many of those situations in the first half. And so again, I wasn't pleased with us on either end in the first half, but you always got to tip your cap and give the other team some credit.
5 for 25 shooting the three ball. Was it just open looks not going in? Were you happy with the way the threes were formulated, or would you like to see crisper threes throughout the game?
Both. I think there's possessions where it's, again, lack of execution, movement, timing, pace, and we just jack one up. Those possessions turned into more bad shots inside the three, to be honest, putting our head down or turning the ball over. But I did think we executed to get some great looks from three in the second half. Right, I thought there were some wide open shots and good ball movement, good decision making, and we just couldn't convert those, and that happens. But we did enough we did enough to tie the game and give ourselves a chance to get a stop, get the ball back, and have a chance to win. And they set a high ball screen out front, guard to guard. We don't switch it, and the ball goes right down Main Street and lays in. So, how much time we spend on defending action like that. That one's hard to swallow. The free throw box outs 2 games in a row, it's incredibly hard to swallow. So that's the truth of it.
How hard is it in this league, how competitive and good this league is, to stay locked in on each upcoming game instead of, looking down the stretch and seeing, you have 3-4 games that are really tough coming up and you just have to stay locked in on the next one?
Yeah, you're playing, and you want to play in these leagues where every night's an opportunity, and certainly feel like we're good enough to play with anybody. But to me, it's not hard to get locked into the next game. My entire life is the next game, so that part's not hard. But you got to bring it and play well every night, and that's the challenge. And the teams in this league that do that over the course of the next 2 months will be the best teams. But it's a challenge for everybody because it is that good of a league.
Wes, you guys were able to hold Caleb Love to just 3 of 15 shooting tonight. Was that something you guys were able to really execute well with Dan and Day Thomas there to the matchup to your guys' advantage?
Yeah, I thought, again, in the second half, I thought we did a nice job defensively as a team. And, certainly tried to force him into some tougher shots. He's such a good player. And, you feel like going into the game, if he goes 3 for 15 and 2 for 8, you feel like you're going to be in position to win the game, and we were in position to win the game. So, give Dan and Day some credit. I thought we lost him a couple times in the first half on the baseline, and I was disappointed in that. But for the most part, we did a decent job there, and he missed a couple good looks too, let's be honest.
Dillon, how kind of imperative and how much of a force do you think you try to take to spark that 9-0 run in the second half and turning defense to offense on both ends?
I mean, it's really just what the team needed. I mean, we're a different team. We were a different team first half and the second half. I mean, a complete different team. So, I mean, we all knew we had to turn that switch on and have that switch on consistently in the second half to try to put ourselves in a position to, win the game and put ourselves in a good position to finish the game. So, I mean, just trying to do whatever it takes, and it starts on the defensive end. Offensively, like, even if we're not making shots, we eventually will. We got great scorers on our team. So, I mean, it just started with the defense, and I think that's something we just got to continue to lock on. And, I mean, that's the main thing.
Were you looking to pressure the ball in the first half the way that you did in the second half? It felt like once Day and Jizzle kind of turned that pressure up right at half court, it took them out of their offense.
I thought in the first half that their initial pickup position was in the same place. Like we were still out there at half court in the first half. I just thought the energy of our entire defense was different. Like the light switch was turned on, and like sometimes, like listen, we spend hours and hours and hours and talking about schemes and technique and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes it's like just mindset, will, and so like, no, it wasn't like hey guys, let's pressure the ball more in the second half. We're supposed to pressure the ball all the time. But I thought we, as a unit, had a different mindset there when we got our backs in the corner. Again, I always try to be very direct and honest. That's the encouraging part. This is a group that's got great character. They're going to respond. They had a great response in practice this week. I was actually felt like in the first half, I was like, oh man, the team I watched in practice, we played harder in practice than we did in the first half. I'm not sure the reasons for that. I'm not a psychologist, but like I thought we did play with great effort in the second half. When we do that, we're a very good team.
What can you do to get over the free throw hump? If you shoot what they shot, you win.
I believe in our guys. Our guys work at it. We haven't. You say a hump. I mean, I could turn back to a couple games here recently where we shot it well from the free throw line. So, the ball goes in some, it doesn't go in some. I don't concern myself a lot with the things that I can't control, but we can control effort, approach. We can control a free throw box out. Quite frankly, we can control switching a ball screen, but we can't. Whatever. I mean, the guys, they're going to step up and make free throws. It's a long season. They're going to make them. I ain't worried about that.
If there is something to be positive about, Arizona's one of the best rebounding teams in the nation. You won the rebounding battle. You got 17 on the offensive glass. Maybe didn't get the number of second chance points you wanted, but is that at least something to take from this forward?
Yeah, guys, there's I think they're trying to call timeout before they could call it. Day gets a deflection at half court and just can't secure it, but it's a hell of a play. And if he picks it up, he goes in and lays it in, and we're up 2. And guys, if we win that game, we're up here happy as can be, right? So, there's a hell of a lot of positive stuff that happened in the second half. For sure, rebounding being one. I'm not mad at you. I'm just pissed off we lost. Rebounding being one of those things. Our defensive effort being one of some of the offensive execution and the quality of shot, like all that stuff. There's a lot of positives in the second half, okay? And, we just a couple possessions short, and then we'd be feeling a lot different. So, yeah, listen, after a game, we break it down. We put it all in perspective. It's not all negative Nancy every time we lose, and the world's great every time we win. But we're humans, and we have emotions, and hell yeah, I'm pissed off that we lost. I'm frustrated. I think our guys are frustrated. But, yes, there's some positives. Offensive rebounding, like I said, the offense was – you could tell in the first 4 minutes of the second half. It didn't mean we were scoring, but the offense was moving differently. to start. Our transition offense was different in the second half, and that's stuff that we can build on.
Dan Skilling's 18 points tonight, 6 of 14, 6 rebounds as well. Made a huge play there in the final minute of the game. Does it feel like more and more each and every game Dan's getting back to old Dan Skilling's?
Yes, yeah. I think he's, like I've told you guys, I think, taking a month off is very difficult, but the more he stays with it, the better off he'll be.
Dylan, do you take it upon yourself to know, like, if teams are loading up on Jizzle and CMOS, that you need to be a little bit more assertive offensively and, try to make them pay for the focus they're putting on other guys?
Not really. I kind of just let the game come to me. So I kind of try to get them guys going for real before I try to do something. So if they're like guarding me back in the paint or something, I'll try to get to some handoffs with CMOS and screen his man, because it's hard for them to get back up to guard CMOS coming off the screen. So I just let the game come to me. I'm not trying to do something out of the way to make them pay for playing off of me or whatever it is. I just let the game come, and that's just kind of how it is for me.
Last one.
Wes, how close do you think the rotation is to having consistent 7th, 8th guys that you guys can rely on coming off the bench? 31 to 15 at bench points tonight.
Yeah, it's a long year in the league. I think we kind of had a consistent rotation here over the last month, but it's going to continue to evolve, and I think everybody in our league, it's not going to be what's going on now is not going to be exactly what's going on in February. So, I thought we got some good moments off the bench from guys tonight. We got to continue to develop that. And, but yeah, I guess it's like a heartache question to answer. Yes, it's starting to develop, but also at the same time, it'll continue to evolve and develop, and you never know. It's a long year, and we have a lot of good players sitting over there on the bench, and they're going to get opportunities for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.